Welcome to the first of a series of videos that we'll be bringing to you from us at the Surf Club Coolangatta. Today, I'm going to be talking you through one of my favourite meals of all time, the classic English Sunday roast.
Before we get started, let's just take a look at these three beautiful cuts of meat we've got in front of us. Starting with this fresh piece of silver side.
Entry level in terms of price, a very lean piece of meat with hardly any fat on. This requires longer in the oven at a lower temperature.
Next up, the veal blade.
From the shoulder blade area of the beef, it's made up of several muscles containing layers of fat and connective tissue. Another slow roaster, best roasted covered with some foil and some liquid in the bottom of your roasting tray.
Finally, the sirloin. This is my pick for the perfect Sunday roast.
Although the most expensive out of the three cuts today, at around $27 for this piece, I think it's well worth the price. It can quite easily feed a family of four and doesn't need too long in the oven.
Let's get cooking.
Preheat your oven to 220 degrees Celsius. First, let's season the beef, starting with a nice coating of olive oil, a generous sprinkling of sea salt, and a good crack of black pepper. Remember to season both sides of your meat. It's important to let our meat get to room temperature before it goes in the oven, but we're not quite there just yet. Next, we're going to prepare the bed of vegetables that our meat will sit on. Onions, carrots, and celery. Sometimes referred to as the Holy Trinity in the cooking world, we more commonly call this a classic French mirepoix. Once this is in the tray, we add some garlic cloves and a few sprigs of rosemary and thyme. Set this aside and get ready to cook your meat. In a pan, smoking hot, add olive oil and put our meat in, skin side down. We want to render some of that fat down. Keep turning the meat, making sure to seal on all sides. This is important to lock in all of that beautiful flavour. Once sealed, take off the heat and place on top of your mirepoix. Next, it's time to get the potatoes on. Bring a pan of water up to the boil. Once our potatoes are peeled, quarter or half them, depending on size. I'm using red royales as they're perfect for roasting. We're going to use beef dripping in our tray with the potatoes when we roast them. It's not the healthiest option, but it tastes bloody good. Next up, the root vegetables. No need to peel the carrots, just wash them, top and tail. Cut in half down the middle, and in half again. Parsnips. I prefer to peel, but it's up to you. Top and tail, cut in half, half again. Now take out the core. If left in, this becomes tough and stringy when roasted. We're going to blanch our carrots in boiling water for 3 to 4 minutes. There's no need to do this with the parsnips, as they cook quicker in the oven. Just make sure you use the right size pan. Now drain the carrots and place on a tray with the parsnips. A drizzle of olive oil, season with salt and pepper, and finish with some fresh thyme. Okay, next, we need to drain our potatoes and give them a good toss in the colander to fluff up those edges. We've got our beef dripping nice and hot, and now we add the potatoes. Fluffing up the edges of potatoes helps with that golden outside crispy texture. Now we finish with some salt and pepper and a few sprigs of rosemary. Now, into the oven, along with the root vegetables, and finally the beef. Sirloin, I work on 15 to 20 minutes per 500 grams. After 10 minutes, drop your oven down to 190. With that in the oven, we'll make a start on our Yorkshire puddings. The recipe for this is simple. Equal parts flour, egg, and milk. Whack that in a bowl and whisk. Once you have a smooth batter, transfer this to a jug and chill in the fridge till we're ready to cook. We're going to use the beef dripping again in our muffin tray. Take out the beef and put in the dripping. Now, a crucial part of any roast, no matter what the cut, is letting the meat rest. While that's resting, we're going to slide the vegetables from under the meat into a hot pan. Add a large tablespoon of tomato puree and stir in. We want this to caramelise and catch on the bottom slightly, but don't burn it. Next, a good glug of red wine. If it's not good to drink, it's not good to cook with. Stir. Add some star anise, bay leaves, and a good crack of black pepper. My secret tip, a teaspoon of whole grain mustard. Stir in. Add beef stock and reduce. Now the beef dripping is nice and hot, we want to get our Yorkshire pudding batter from the fridge. Pour the batter into the mould and into the oven. These will take between 10 and 15 minutes to cook. Once our jus has reduced, we pass this through a sieve. Transfer to a jug, and we're ready to serve. Our meat is beautifully rested. Our lovely root vegetables are ready to go. And our roast potatoes are a lovely golden brown. This cut of sirloin was just over 1 kilo. I like mine on the rare side, so I roasted for 30 minutes and rested for 15. A big thank you to Brits Meats. They're our local butcher based in Tweed and are responsible for the amazing meat we serve here at the club. Now all that's left to do is pour a glass of wine and enjoy. This has been my guide to a perfect roast. Thank you for watching and see you soon.